The CEO looked at him across the quiet office and made a request that could have changed both their lives. She needed a boyfriend to meet her parents that week. He expected an easy arrangement, a few dinners, a little pretending, and then everything would return to normal. But when she offered him the sofa in her luxurious penthouse, he quietly refused. He had spent too many years accepting whatever life handed him. This time he wanted something real. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the idea that one good person can change another person's life, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to Kindness SPAC. Your support helps these emotional stories reach more people. Daniel had never imagined himself standing inside a billionaire CEO's office while she asked him to pretend to be her boyfriend. At 32, he was simply an employee in her company, known for arriving early, working late, and never asking for special treatment. He lived in a small apartment, drove an old car, and carried the quiet responsibility of supporting his younger sister after their parents had passed away years earlier. He had learned that life did not always reward good intentions. Sometimes, being decent simply meant continuing to stand after everything had knocked you down. Sophia Carter was different. At 31, she was the CEO of a rapidly growing technology company. Newspapers called her brilliant, fearless, and impossible to impress. Investors admired her confidence, employees respected her discipline, and strangers assumed she had everything a person could want. But behind the glass walls of her penthouse was a woman who had spent years feeling alone. Her parents lived several hours away and had recently announced that they were coming to visit. They had one question they asked every time they saw her. When was she finally going to settle down? Sophia had avoided the subject for years. This time, however, her parents had planned a family dinner where several relatives would be present, including a man they believed would be perfect for her. Sophia knew exactly what was coming. Another evening of forced smiles, uncomfortable questions, and people discussing her personal life as if she were a business project. That afternoon, she called Daniel into her office. She explained everything without trying to make it sound romantic. She needed someone trustworthy to accompany her for 1 week, meet her parents, attend a few dinners, and pretend they were together. In return, she would compensate him generously. Daniel listened quietly. Then he asked why she had chosen him. Sophia admitted that he was the only man around her whom she trusted not to turn the situation into gossip. He treated everyone with respect, from senior executives to cleaning staff. He had once stayed late to help an elderly security guard fix a scheduling problem, even though it had nothing to do with his job. Daniel finally agreed, but only under one condition: there would be no lies designed to hurt anyone. Sophia accepted. The first evening at her penthouse was awkward. Everything around Daniel seemed expensive enough to make him nervous. The marble floors, enormous windows, modern furniture, and city lights made his small apartment feel like another world. Sophia showed him the guest room and explained that he could sleep on the sofa if he preferred. Daniel shook his head. She looked surprised and asked where he planned to sleep. He told her he would take the guest room. He wasn't going to pretend that being her boyfriend meant he had to cross boundaries. For the first time that evening, Sophia smiled. It wasn't her CEO smile, it was genuine. The next few days slowly changed them. Daniel discovered that Sophia hated breakfast meetings, loved old movies, and secretly kept handwritten notes from her mother inside a drawer. Sophia discovered that Daniel cooked simple meals, repaired things instead of replacing them, and called his sister every night just to ask whether she had eaten. At dinner with her parents, Daniel expected questions about money and status. Instead, Sophia's father asked him what kind of man he wanted to become. Daniel paused before answering. He said he wanted to become someone his younger sister could always depend on. The room became quiet. Sophia's mother looked at her daughter with a strange tenderness. She had spent years worrying that Sophia would choose someone impressive but emotionally distant. Instead, the man sitting beside her daughter spoke about responsibility as if it were the most valuable thing in the world. But the arrangement began to become complicated when Sophia's former boyfriend arrived unexpectedly. He was wealthy, polished, and confident. He reminded everyone that he and Sophia had once been engaged. He made subtle comments suggesting Daniel was only pretending to be with her because of money. Daniel didn't defend himself. He simply stood beside Sophia. Later that night, Sophia found him alone on the balcony.